Good morning, medical terminology students. This is Miss Maxwell, and I am recording a short video for you. Hopefully it'll be short because I haven't had a chance to have a live lesson with you yet, and I just wanted to introduce the medical terminology course, especially for those of you that are new to Texas Connections, and give you a few hints on how to best go through the course. The first thing I want to encourage you to do is go to the message board. I want you to use this message board as often as possible because there's some really good resources. And on your main course page, you will look for a blue or purple push pin that looks like this up in the corner here. This will take you to the message board. So you'll look for the medical terminology class, and then next to it you should see a blue or purple push pin. This is the message board for our class. There's an opportunity for you to introduce yourself if you want to go to and tell us about yourself a little bit and get to know some of your classmates. The second section here is titled Lesson Reviews. Now this is a really good thing to use, especially if you're starting a little bit late, but I encourage you to use it all the time. The lesson reviews, I'm going to click on it here. There is a lesson review for basically every lesson. Now it starts with 17 because I did the discussions after I did the quizzes. But if you look down a few, it's lessons 1 and 2. And lesson 1 and 2 on the interactive lesson, I'll show you in a minute. Those are actually the same lesson. That's why those are combined together. And then lessons 3, 4, 5, the portfolio, and it goes on from there. So when you click on lesson 1, there is a PDF file. You click on the one for lesson 1, open it up here, and this is not required information. However, in the lessons, the quiz questions are not necessarily the highlighted or key points, and the activities don't necessarily guide you to the correct quiz questions or answers. These lesson reviews are intended to guide you toward the correct answer on your quizzes. So it's kind of like a guided reading, and we've got some questions here. In order to communicate with medical terms, there are 5 key language skills. List those skills. And I give you a little hint. It's on page 6 of your textbook. So there's questions, there's some hints, and some practice putting medical terms together. And then at the end, there are the key word parts from each section. If you are intending to be in the medical field at some point, I would strongly encourage you to spend time putting these to memory. And whether you make flashcards, do something online, like Quizlet or physical flashcards, you're going to need to know these words in the future, so I would definitely encourage you to spend some time. If you're just taking this class but have no interest in the medical field, you probably wouldn't need to spend as much time focusing on that. All right, so that's lesson 1. From the lesson review here, let's go back to my message board. All right, so each lesson review, I would encourage you to do them. Again, you can print them out or you don't have to. They're not required. It's not graded. It's not something you will turn in, but it is something that I created that specifically guides you toward the answers to the quiz questions. All right. Live lessons in medical terminology, we do not have any so far. We will, in elective classes, you only have live lessons once or twice a month, and those are always done after around 4 o'clock or after, because we let your core classes have those key times during the day. So I will let you know a day or two ahead of time when the live lesson is going to be, and you can schedule accordingly. I do always put them on the message board so you can find that. And then the other information here, the relearning policy and the syllabus. So that's the message board. Next, I want us to go to the actual course itself. You will see down the side here, it has what they call the course tree, and there are 21 lessons in the course. And I just want to show you a couple of key parts to each lesson. So there's always an introductory part. That's not lesson 1. Here's lesson 1. So there's kind of an introductory part to it. When we go to page 2, the objectives. Page 3 is the interactive presentation, and this is going to be where the key material is found. You're going to click on Basics of Medical Terminology, and I've already got that open for you. And this is the actual lesson itself. When you open the lesson, click on Start Lesson. Now, I have opened this lesson before, so it doesn't give me an option. Oh, yes. Okay. It says, would you like to create a study guide? You can say yes or maybe later. The study guide is basically a pretest. So play around with it. Use it if you like. Again, it's not something that necessarily is going to help you with the quizzes, but maybe get some good information, and you may enjoy using those. So what you do, I'll click maybe later. There are some tools up here. This is the study guide if you want to go back to it, a glossary. You can create your own notes, ask for help, or view the keyboard only. Okay, so you click through the lesson, and if you don't finish the lesson in one setting, you can always, it will usually ask you if you want to go to where you started, and you can click yes, or you can actually just click through the different topics to find where you were previously. So this is the first lesson. Now, the interactive lesson for the first lesson is also the interactive lesson for the second lesson, so that's good. It is 53 pages long. They're not long pages, as you can see, but it is kind of lengthy, but the first 2 lessons are the same, so you should be about ready to take the first and second quiz when you've gone through this first lesson. All right. Coming back to our actual lesson here, we click to page 4, and somewhere around page 4 on the textbook, you'll see in the lesson is medical language, and it's a link. And this is the online textbook. Anytime you need the online textbook, you will find this medical language link. Now, this page gives you activities to complete. It gives you some reading and some review exercises. These are not graded. And again, I encourage you to spend as much time as you can learning this material and, getting as much as you can from the information. However, as far as the quiz goes, these activities don't necessarily correlate with the quiz. Those lesson reviews on the message board do. So if you have to choose between doing some of these activities and doing the lesson reviews on the message board, I'd rather you use the message board because those are specifically geared toward making sure that you're prepared for the quizzes. So these are activities. Do them as you have time and as you are able to. But if you're behind, I would focus on the lesson reviews on the message board and skip some of these activities. All right, this medical language link is your online textbook, and I have it opened up here, hopefully. Okay, good. So this is the textbook. You can just click through the pages as you begin, or if you know specifically what page you're going to, like that first activity said pages 2 through 6. So we can start on page 2. You can actually type the page in that you want. There's also a table of contents here that gives you some information that you can find where you're going. But, and there's lots of tools here. You can zoom in, zoom out, take some notes, that kind of a thing. There is a lot of, this is a huge textbook, so you're not going to probably have time to do the entire interactive reading and read the entire, group of pages that are suggested. So again, coming back to that message board lesson review, those point you to specific pages that you need to focus on to make sure that you are prepared to take those quizzes in the end. All right, back to our lesson. We're on page 5 of the lesson. This gives you additional activities to focus on and do those as you, and here's the answer key. These are, again, the only graded thing on this lesson is going to be the quiz. And that's on page 6, the final page, and you just click Start Assessment. All of the quizzes are 10 multiple choice questions. And as you look through the lessons, you will see these Q's are all quizzes. The P is a portfolio, all quizzes. The D is a discussion. And this final T is the test. That's the exam. So that kind of is an overview of the course. And if you have any questions, please contact me. I am more than willing to help you. But hopefully this will at least get you oriented to the course a little bit. And we will probably have our first live lesson next week, and I'll get to know you a little bit better. But until then, hopefully you're going to have a great start on the course. Have a great day. Bye.